providing you with a quick overview of how to use Jupyter Labs. So this is a server space provided to you by UBC where you can run Python. Log in with your CWL, you'll be taken to this blank Jupyter Lab page. You'll see on the left, you've got this file viewer. You might have a folder in here called R, but other than that, it should be empty. On the right, you'll see a launcher where you can create Python and R notebooks, consoles, and other things. So what we're going to do is open a terminal, use command line to copy some data from GitHub. So just go to new or file, new, and then select terminal. In the dropdown, file, new, terminal. After a second, this will open up the terminal window, which is a command line interface to communicate with the server. So unlike Windows or the Mac OS, where you can just kind of point and click, this server is running Linux, which requires you to communicate with it using command line. So that may sound intimidating, but I'm going to give you everything you need to do, so no need to worry. So we've opened the terminal. The next step is to just copy and paste this command in here. So what this is it says git clone and then the location. So git calls a file tracking software, clone tells it to download, and repository is this here. So it's telling git to go here and download this thing. So you can just paste this command in. Now you can't use the mouse. If you right click, you just get this, but you should be able to hit either Control V or Shift Insert, and that will paste this in here. Then you hit enter and it will download. So it'll take a little bit of time because there's some data in here that has to be transferred and whatnot. But you'll notice that once it's done, not only will this folder geocoding web mapping with Python appear, or whatever folder you're cloning into, you'll be able to navigate into it. So you just have to wait for it to finish. So now it is here. And so you can navigate into this folder just pointing and clicking, but just want to give you a quick pointer on how you can also navigate things with the command line. So if there's just a couple commands I'll show you real quick. If you type ls, that's just going to list everything that's in there. So you'll see that these are reflected here. You can change into a directory with cd followed by the name of the directory. And so if you want to go into geocoding, you can start typing that out. And if you hit the tab key, it should autofill, provided that there's not a whole bunch of folders to have similar name. So you can go into that, you can hit ls again, and it'll list different things. Most of these aren't anything that we need to worry about. But we are going to work with this Python notebooks folder. So you can go into that again, cd Python, and you'll see some stuff listed in there. If you want to go back, you just hit cd ... and that will take you out of it. You'll see the location where you are is listed here. If you hit cd ... again, it'll take you back to the root. Now you can also, again, explore that with this. I'll show you how to do that in just a second, but we've got one more thing to do with command line. So with Python, as I mentioned, most things that we want to do are actually in packages. So a lot of the packages that we need to work with are already installed here, but one that isn't installed that we might find useful is called GeoPy. So just copy this command, pip install GeoPy, and paste it into the terminal. Again, what this command is doing, pip is the Python installation package manager. So what it's doing is it's calling this package installer. It's telling it to install. The other options are uninstall or update. And then the specific package we want is called GeoPy. So you hit enter, and this shouldn't take very long. It will install GeoPy for us. And you see it's done. So we've done all that. The last step is to work with the notebooks. So the way you actually get to a notebook and open it, we can close the terminal window, and we'll just use the file manager for this. So we can close the terminal. If you double click geocoding web mapping with Python, again, you'll see the same stuff that was listed when I went in with the terminal. Got a couple folders here, a couple other files. Most of these are related to the actual web page that I've built for this, and you don't need to worry about it. We're going to be working in the Python notebooks folder. So go in here and just click on getting started with Python. If you double click, this will open a Python notebook, which you can then work with. And so we'll work through these different folders or these notebooks for the rest of the workshop.